Hi everybody, good afternoon. I'm doing this remote release yesterday, Supplemental Memory. This is investigate lateral movement credential theft and additional advisory action in memory dump. This is part of TryHackMe series. Remember they start doing these rooms. Which one? Windows memory? No. They start with, I think with the process. Windows memory and processes, and then there was a room also called Windows memory and user activity, and then user activity, and then Windows memory and network. Basically there was a whole they talk about the scenario is the same things that in this room. Basically this room, let's start this room. Of course, this room is designed for DFIR team members, threat hunter. It's not difficult, you can say easy to medium this room. Okay, they said this learning objective and cover the TryHackMe hat. A breach with just a memory dump, identify special process and network connection, export traces, execution and discovery action, detect sign of potential lateral movement and credential dumping. Yeah, it's not going deep in this room. They basically you just follow the process, the network, and not too much user activity here. They give us a machine. They tell us the scenario is during an initial stage of investigation. There's another room for this. It was confirmed that the TryHackMe CEO host Win001 was compromised. The attacker successfully obtained credentials belonging to Kane or more, a domain IT administrator group member who remotely helped the CEO with endpoint configuration and cached his credential on the host. So you can argue that somehow the attacker was able to access the computer of the CEO, and he found the domain IT administrator group for user K number because it was cached, and then we assume is connect, and then given the previous set with the Kane account, the internal security team suspect that the attacker laterally moved to the other system within the environment or even to Kane host. Since Kane store access keys to TryHackMe factory control system on his Win015, your first priority is to investigate his host for any lateral movement or data exfiltration traces. For this you are being provided with a memory dump. So if we look here, there's no that CO001, I checked it. We know that the 0015, so is this machine here with IP.1195. So this is the machine that we have as now. So the idea is see what exactly happened here in this machine. They give us machine access, asset machine, it's better as access to it through SSH. We have the image, we have the MD5. I have access to it. This is the machine already access to it through SSH. When you have the memory there, so if you go to memory, we get to the Windows, the 015, and we have the dump memory, and we have the pre, because so we don't waste time. They already give us like they did in the other room, so we don't need to run too many things. They said additionally you can find some pre-cooked results from Volatility plugin in the following directory for your convenience. Of course they give us images. Usually it's always good to check that MD5, the image for example that we are MD5 sun. Don't make noise now. To check that you have the right images. Okay, so we can start. The next question is lateral movement and discovery. Let's try to either prove or disprove the team's suspicions regarding traces of threat actor movement in the Windows 015 host. Below, for example, here the example is to use Windows PS list, and you can check. A PS list usually give you a structure like tree, so you can know who's the parent and all of that. Like for example, for this, you can see the P as and that's usually Windows lateral movement, moving around, detecting lateral movement, for example, via PS exec execution, for example, and then here detecting lateral movement with WMI, which is Windows management, and usually you can do remote execution for Windows through WMI. And of course you can check who is the parent and how they launch this. If you want more, it's you can go to this room, Windows memory and processes. They talk with detail about it here, Windows process architecture, how to do all of that. So this is more of practice now. They only give us a sign of PS3. Now if I just not a waste for time for the MD5, we know it's there. So if I go to CD-proc, because I already download this one to my machine through SSH as copy. I already have them in the machine here. I have the command, the mail file, the netscan, the PS list, PS scan, PS3. You can see like that. It's too much noisy to read it. For example, pick up PS3. You can see it's too noisy. We can do cat minus D like in the room they do this. You can use the little tricks of cat and do minus F. We just need to the parent, the process, the parent, and the binary, which is 3, the last 3, PS3. What I did wrong? Minus D dollar. Oh, not what am I doing? Like talking with cats. So now we can just have the first and the second and third column, so it's easy to check. This technique is in that room. So usually when you get when you get volatility like that, and you look for any something suspicious. This is, I think, is Windows firewall. This is usually for connection. The SV host always there. Look for anything that RDP clip. That's not, I think, is Windows. Here the part where it's here you can see you already jump on you the who am I, epconfig system, TeamView, and you have WMI prev. Now if I come here, for example, this is too big to, we can get lost here. To try to zoom it so people can see it in the video, but let's go back here. One thing also, let's I think it's the number, the binary path, I think, is 12. Let's get the 12 line. Where is that thing we be now? The Alsace. Which one we got now? Why are they too much noisy now? The Chrome. First of all, you can notice this here you can, without following the room, you can see something interesting here. The span.exe running from the temporary file folder. This is flag, and you can see this if remind you of Mickey, what I call what Mimikatzi. You can see this command there. So here already you can see an idea what's going on. Where's our the Chrome, the Conost, the one that we check now, where they disappear or something? This one. You see also the team, the way that he's running from a document folder. That's also another sign. So you can see there. This is usually Windows remote execution for management. So you know that effect. You can see that the first thing you can see this. So he's running. This is a normal Windows process, but then he launched this one, TeamView, and then you have this. So we have this part flagged, then we have this part flag at the end. Is this also the temporary folder for this one? This one also is interesting. So let's get back to our clearer picture to see. So now we know the process. This one is a parent process, so the process 2.3, and then you can see is a parent process for TeamViewer. So after this, there's a launch for TeamView.exe, and then this one you can see 2367. It's process 1672 now is becoming the parent of these processes. So now we can it's exactly that's what happened. So the question said the team suspect that the threat actor may have performed lateral movement on this host, which execute process provide evidence of this. The process that process is this one, the WRMA prev se.xe, and this is when remote services Windows remote management. Adversary may use valid account, so because now we know he got a valid account. Remember the story of the room? He said got the attacker successfully obtained credential belonging. So we have valid account to interact with the remote system using Windows remote management WinRM. The adversary may then perform action as logged in user. And then if you look for the detection part of it, which parts you can see here, monitor for newly executed processes that may use valid account to interact with the remote system using Windows Remote Management WinRM, as well as services process such as WMI PRVSE.exe, and that's exactly what we have. So now the attacker used this. This is a process 2376. Then it launched this process from the user document folder and then start doing. Now if you follow the question later on the room, he said to you, what is the MITRE ATT&CK ID associated with this? Is exactly this one. The T1021.006, that's the technique ID. Now, which other process was executed as part of the lateral movement activity to this host? Of course, we got it. Is this one, TeamView.exe, because you can see the relationship between them. This one, the process is 2376, and then and this one, the parent of it is 2376. You can see the relation between them, 2376 and this one. So this one launched this one, and this one launched these two, because the 1672 become the parent of these three. Now the question I said, what is the security identifier of the user account and which process was executed in this host? The process we're talking about, assuming you're talking about the process, the second one, which the process, so assuming he's talking about other process. Now we have the process. What is it? We know it is where is it now? I keep disappearing. TeamView, we have 1672, that's the process ID, so we can get let's go off to vol minus f, it's where it is out, minus f. We can use that get SIDs and just grab we just grab the process ID, that one. Okay, let it run. So the question is looking for this one, or maybe it's too fast. It's fast. So we can see it's running in the cane or more. So this is the SSID for it. You know, Windows have all this SSID because the permission for each process, what it has, like for example, it has local account administrator, built-in remote desktop user, uh, but for the user you can see is Kane and is part of domain user. Then what's the next question? What is the name of the domain related security group the user account was member of? Yeah, it's a member of domain because the question related to domain, so it's domain users because domain related. Which process related to discovery activities were executed by the threat actor? Now we know we saw this once already because we said the parent, you can see them in alphabetic order. So we have which one, the first one, IP config, system info, and who am I. And also we can go to the command line because command line can give us what these things was doing. This is the beginning is Windows, winlogon, rdp clip. This is the Windows 2 mini store, the Chrome. Where are it? We can't find it usually at the end. So you can see the pan. You can see already here the Mickey what the I forget the name. Mickey what's the name of that thing? Mimikatze, it's here. But before Mimikatze, what happened? You can see the team viewer run. Then render32 will run command line and connect host. This is zoom here, so we're not having it's because it wasn't done in the command line, that's why we don't see them, but we can see them in the process. So here's the three commands that been used. This is the three ones related to this question. The next one, what is the command and control IP address that the threat actor connected to from this host as a result of previously executed action? Previously executed action. Now here we need to go to NetScan. NetScan give us this too many, and it look too noisy here to see it. Maybe it's too big. Let's cut it here. Maybe it will look nicer here. Cut net scan. Too much. Let's do the same trick we did to make it cleaner. Let's do why I'm having problem with the cats. Minus D with the dollar, that bracket T. We don't need the first line. I don't need this. I need the third one. Minus F3. I need 4. I need 5. I need 6. Let's get 7. Establish. No, establish. Do I have a when is the time? I don't. Maybe basically I need all of them. I just don't need the first one. So it says I don't need this one. I don't need this. I need the third. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need the time to check something. 7, 8, 9, 10. That 10. If I'm doing that. Maybe this one, maybe it look a bit cleaner. Okay, so we have the local address. This is the listening one. If you reverse reversal, I don't think the attack did the reversal here. Interesting. The established connection here, it's at 11:15. This IP is connected to 34.1, but this one it's Randall in a process 3552. 3552, it's the other process. If you go to PS list, it's the one that responsible for the not PS, this PS3. Remember at the end that pan things, what we said? We said 3552 3552 is this one, is the parent for the pan axis. Uh, it happened, that's what, now I'm getting confused now. Check the time, 11:15, and then we have this IP is established already, and then we have this is just a normal user. We have this IP established, but it's an SV host. That's a normal. We have this one too, Slack, so that's not our problem. Is a Chrome and Zoom. Chrome, and then we have our friend. That's the first one, because this one is 11:14. The time is also crucial here. 11:14. This is the first one. So so these two times, the first one, the previous one, the team viewer, that's the connection where it came from. That's the IP where, because now we have a team viewer here. So we have the 342419633195. This is the team viewer, but the other one is the one I think brought the pan of this one. So it's 44. I think that's what part of what's the name of that thing again? Mimikatze, that pan.exe file came from. Because now where that pan came from? I can see it's too big the text. I don't want to have the pan.exe file. So my guess here is that this is the way because first of all it comes this one, so this is the first one. That's the one that created the C2 that is talking about it, 1995, and this is the IP. So that's basically the answer for this question. Now if you go next part is privilege escalation and credential dumping. Okay, you did a good job detecting some truly viable that detect potential sign of privilege escalation through memory analysis. We recommend the following approaches. Inspect processes associated with services. Okay, advertisers often abuse service misconfiguration to manipulate their behavior and gain elevated privileges. Careful memory inspection can occasionally detect this kind of activity. Analyze the privilege level of user running the process. Okay, they give us, for example, here the PS3. We can see, for example, that, and then here's to see that it's running under Michael, and then we see another process. So if we check the process, we saw it is in high privilege. Now let's play. Conduct a deep investigation and identify another suspicious process and host. Provide the full path to the process in your answer. Usually when you do investigation, when you do AVC process, for example, this is the network. Anything that runs from temporary usually is a flag. For example, here we can see it is running from C Windows temporary pen.exe. This is a flag, straightforward, and you can see the command privilege debug. So this is the process that we can say is flagged, and you can see it also from the command line. At the end you can see it. Where is it? Conhost this one, you can see it here in the command line. So this one was straight in the command line. We know it's this is flag straight. I don't know why Malfind couldn't see it, because it see the Windows firewall. That's a Windows firewall. What else it see? Let's go down. It see that Randall. I try to detect if it's malicious or something, because sometimes it's a Windows machine, the normal Windows. But it detect a team viewer. Remember, the it tell you it's so that's good. So we know that is flagged. CHUI most volatility. Got tired of it. Almost always they flag it. And then yeah. So where is it? Before we go to conclusion, we didn't finish the room. So we know it's that pan things, and they said which account was used to execute this malicious process. No, that's straightforward. We can do the same what we did before. What's the process that run in that pan things? You can see it here. The process pan is 4840. Let's confirm it's 4840, and we can check from PS list. Control F pan.exe. Yeah, it's 480 process. Yeah, so we can grab that port 480. So the question is, which account was used to execute this malicious process? Here what the privilege will happen. Remember, before we got in the lateral movement, we got that SSID is running as a user, but this one now will be different, because you will see now after we do that, you can see local system is running as a local system. So this thing is running as a privileged user. If you remember the one before, it was running as Kane that team viewer, but this one is running differently. It's running as a local system. So it happened privilege escalation here. And they said, what was the malicious command? The malicious command, we saw it. It's in the we can see it here, privilege debug security. If you do it's mimikatze, you can see it also on the command line. It's there. So that's a question there, and we can confirm that, because we have the process. Let's say make directory, for example, 4840. If I do 648, I can do vol minus f. What I'm doing? Windows dump files minus PID 4840. It will take time after you get it, because here we're doing this what's this room, for example, process memory. This room is good, where you get image second object and data object, which one have DTXE, and from there, for example, if I take it to VirusTotal, I took the hash value, and it can tell you it's mimikatze. You can see it's already mimikatze Trojan. That's why the question said, given the command line from the previous question, which well-known hacker tool is most likely the malicious process? When you see that command, you know it's mimikatze. If you can dump the process and come this, and will tell you that. So it's a different way. So you can just guess it. If you use mimikatze before, you know it's that. You can see it's trying to get it, but it's fine. Just leave it running. Now, given the we know it's mimikatze. Now, which MITRE ATT&CK and CK technique ID corresponds to the method the attacker employed to evade detection? What exactly attacker evade here? Because the software is the name of call it pen.exe, so that's not, it's masquerading. It's not a real name. The real name is mimikatze, and this is what we call it masquerading, and it's T1036, which is the answer for that question. I mean, adversaries may attempt to manipulate feet of their artifacts to make them appear legitimate or benign to user and or security tools. Masquerading occur when the name or location of an object, legitimate or malicious, is manipulated or abused for the sake of evading defense. Okay, that's basically that. Yeah, you can see this. You can get shot. I think is this one, that one will give you mimikatze, or one of them. Yeah, that room is a straightforward. If you want more detail, you can also, if you have a premium subscription, do this one, Windows Memory and Processes, and we have Windows Memory User Activities, and then Memory and Network. This is the network. So this one, the room is straightforward. Okay, guys, if you have a question, let me know, and yeah, have a good day, and please subscribe, and thank you very much.